H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And it is what, Thursday, right? Yeah, Thursday, baby, Friday. Thursday, the Chop Shop is not aired on Friday, so guess what? We consider this our Friday, so we call it Baby Friday. Not quite Friday, but a little short, little baby short Friday. So great day, great day to share the show. As a matter of fact, let's share the show right now. I just did it already. What's up, everybody? To start as customary, we start off each day recognizing the starting five. They are the first 5 people that sign up to the Chop Shop feed. So we recognize them every day, and I give them a little. Sometimes I give them a little, something like that. And today, those guys and girls are. Let me see. There's Melvin Dews, Gary Sinclair, Kimberly Jackson, Jeremy Davis, Kevin Lewis, and the 6th man of the day is Daryl Anderson. But you know, I'm gonna shout out everybody else. Look, Rod is on the air from California. I think he sent me a picture. I think he was in front of Nipsey. Was that Nipsey Hussle's building? Rod, when I went to LA, Rod, I said I ain't going in that neighborhood. I wasn't going over there, Rod. I'm glad you braver man than me. The people I was with said, no, we don't want to go over there. What's up, Kevin Allen? The Silver Fox is in the building. Who is it? Corey. Hey, Mate. Who else? Dale Griggs. Hold on, y'all. I want to share something with y'all. Yeah, John Lucas will be on shortly. So y'all have some. Do me a favor, y'all. I know y'all do. Y'all just sit there sometimes. I watch y'all, right? I went back and watched a couple of other John Lucas shows. Y'all just sit back and just listen, and it's good to listen. But sometimes let's ask him some questions. Not no bull. Ask him some questions that'll help. You know what I'm saying? Ask him some tough questions. Don't be scared of him. He can't do nothing to you. Ask him some tough questions today, y'all. I'm telling you, we're gonna elevate this thing. Y'all gotta understand, it's talks behind the scenes about the things that's gonna go on with this show in the future. So we got to get better. We got to get better. What's up, Tyrone? Trey Williams. Hey, Tori, Corey, Dr. Newsom. Who is that? Walter Yates. I can call his name. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Brandon. Brandon, I got something I want to share with y'all, man. I'm listening. Can't comment today. Oh, okay. Okay. Brandon says she can't comment today. Yeah, but okay, Brandon. But it's okay. Brandon, we ain't talking about you. I'm just talking about somebody going, don't ask John Lucas, what color, where you get your uniforms from for JL3. Don't ask none of that kind of stuff. Okay? Y'all got me. You know, and the reason I do that, man, and I just want to share this stuff with y'all, because a day without learning, to me, is a day wasted. Okay? A day without learning something is the day. And I just sit back and I was thinking about, every day I try to, there are some things, y'all, I'll be trying to download into your intellectual hard drive. You know, I know people gonna come over here and talk about high school basketball. They're gonna talk about whether your kid ranked. But sometimes I'm trying to just download something. And the reason I do, y'all, because y'all don't understand, man. You know, some folks in this world just wake up miserable, super miserable, and want to spread that misery everywhere. I said, whoa. I just some of them people, I don't know if y'all ever, don't spread that bandwidth of energy with me. You know, I don't want to hear. But I was thinking about something, y'all, because you gotta understand, I'm in this quest for knowledge, but I ran across this little book, small book, and you can get the book and you can get it on Amazon. Don't get it. What's his name? Bezos got enough money. I got a black bookstore, I think it's in Philadelphia, called Sankofa Bookstore. Order your books from there. You can get that book ordered from there. But it was a book by Marcus Garvey, a guy that I didn't know nothing about that much when I was younger because it wasn't taught in my school. Okay? You know, all this old critical race. They taught me about Nathan Bedford Forrest. I remember this name, and he was a Confederate general. The hell I want to know about his ass for? But that's what I was taught in Tennessee history. Trey Williams. And so what I try to do when you have a platform like this, you got more of a responsibility than to tell people your son hit 14 points last night. You know, I'm serious, y'all. But when I ran across this book by Marcus Garvey called "A Message to the People," okay, it's a course on it's like a course on African philosophy. I mean, it's chapter 1, y'all. It's all about reading and studying. Okay, yeah. When I read this, and I'm just gonna give you some in lesson one. In lesson 1, he talked about intelligence, education, universal knowledge, and how to get it. Okay, I'm just gonna give you some breadcrumbs. You got to go read the book. Garvey opens the book up saying, you must never stop learning. Even if you're an old man like me, a preacher like John Newsom, a healthcare professional like Kim Jackson, Marcus Garvey said, you never stop learning. Okay, you never stop learning, y'all. Check this out. The world's greatest men and women were people who educated themselves outside of the university. Give me a little drink on this one, because I think some people miss it because I guess I don't talk that clear sometimes. Outside of the university, with all the knowledge that the university gives, and you have the opportunity of doing the same thing the university students do, read and study. That's why I don't just let y'all put anything on the screen. I'm going to show you why. Marcus Garvey kind of agree with me. I just read this yesterday, y'all. This is very important to understand. Happy birthday, John Newsom. What's up, Doc? He talks about never stop reading. If it's just 10 minutes somewhere, just stop and read. And guess what? It's easier now than it was in Garvey's time. Think about this. Read a little. He said, in his book, he said, read the best poetry. Read the best prose for inspiration. Sometimes we read for knowledge, but sometimes you got to read for inspiration, because this world will tell you, you got so much stuff going on in this world. Oh my goodness. What's up, Sonya? Sonya, I'm talking about Marcus Garvey. If you just showing up, share this show, because there's some stuff you ain't gonna get. You're gonna have to go, you ain't gonna go read this book. Anybody else gonna tell you this? History, y'all. Read history incessantly until you master it. That's why I'm constantly going over this history. I'm trying to history. He said, don't read stuff that you agree with. Read all sides. I'm going to put it up there, Joe Lewis, in a minute. I got you, baby. Let me go back. I'm going to say it again one more time. It's called Marcus Garvey book. It's called, come on, y'all. Us at the top. The Message to the People. That's easy. Message to the people. All right. He said, okay, listen to this, y'all. Hey, Nancy. He said, don't just read stuff that you agree with. Read all sides. I wish I'd have knew this when I was in high school. I didn't read. Coming from a man that looked like me. He said, and never talk about something that you don't know anything about. Because it's always somebody that is going to clown you and make other people laugh at you. Know what the hell you talking about. Read at least 4 hours a day, he says. That's a lot of hours. He said, never keep, y'all got this whole, Alpha, yo, this is something I want you to pass off to your kids. Check this out, all you educators. Sonya, Marcus Garvey said, never keep the constant company of those who don't know as much as you. because you will lose the opportunity to learn from them and to exchange knowledge with them. It's very important. I'm going to repeat that one for the people in the back. He said, never keep constant. He didn't say not talk to people who don't know more than you. Because I know somebody missed that. Because we got some people on here be waiting on me to say something wrong. Got a few of them. I know who they are. It's okay. It's all right. Hey, Akila. This is Marcus Garvey's words in his book. He said, never keep the constant company of those who don't know as much as you, because you will lose the opportunity to learn from them and to exchange the knowledge with them. That's very important. He says, continue that application and desire to accomplish greatness. That's what your young kids need to be hearing. Put some of that Cardi B and all of that Drake and all that stuff down. And they need to know some of this. He said, we study because we can't live in one lifetime. Everything we need to know. So we use the intelligence of others through study. We use the intelligence of others through studying what these intelligent people have done and wrote. It's Marcus Garvey, y'all. I'm telling you, his book. What's the book? Y'all know the name of the book. Power to the People. Power to the People. We gain all that knowledge, y'all. Anything you're going to challenge now. Remember this. We gain all that knowledge. Anything that you're going to challenge on this show or wherever, you must know something about it. What's up, TJ? TR Holmes. Y'all, we gain all this knowledge now. Anything you're going to challenge now, when you challenge something, you must know what you're talking about. If you want to defeat it. Can't go in there if you don't know what the hell you're talking about now. He talks about how to read. He said, reading is not necessarily a compulsory to agree with everything or to know everything. So keep a dictionary with you. Which one, Herb? Herb, what I'm gonna do to you, Herb, I'm gonna text you my notes that I wrote down. All these things are important. I don't know which one because he had a lot of quotes. But it's a great book, y'all. I mean, I just read the message to the people. I said the power to the people. Marcus Garvey. But do me a favor, don't go to Amazon. I told you, Bezos has made enough money. We ain't trying to get him, man. Come on. His wife giving away more money than he is right now. He go give $100,000 to Van Jones, and you haven't heard from him since. And the reason, what's up, Chad? And the reason I say this, I'm watching a trend, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmy be on shortly, then John Lucas. But I'm watching a trend. I watched, have you noticed some things? I got you, Herb, the one about not, Herb, I love her. But I love her. Herb, you got to quit cursing, Herb. Hold up, Herb. Let me go back to my notes, Herb. He said, hold up. Hold up, Where did I go, Herb? God, I'm gonna send you the whole thing, Herb. He is something. This is why I love this chop shop, man. Did y'all see what Herb do? That's why I got to find it. Cause when he says something, here it is. Okay, here it is, Herb. Here it is. Just want to make sure I got it right. All right, I'm gonna go a little slower. Marcus Garvey said, never keep constant company. The key word is constant company of those who don't know as much as you. Okay? I'm going to give you a chance. Let me give me a drink. I have some tea. Okay? He said, never keep constant company. Not keep company, because you're going to meet everybody. but don't keep constant company with them. As much that who of company to those who don't know much as you, because you will lose the opportunity to learn from them and to exchange knowledge with them, which is very important in life. Everybody I'm around, I'm bouncing stuff off. Man, got great project. We bounced off each other yesterday. Long Island tea. No, that's just regular tea, man. Not no Long Island tea. You know I can't drink. But let me tell y'all something. I told somebody the other day, can y'all imagine me drinking liquor and coming on this show? Oh my God. First of all, I'd be asleep by the 20-minute mark. I've been fell asleep. So, just certain things. It ain't that I be trying to be so holy now. I just don't like it. If it's something I don't like, I just ain't gonna do it. But I wanted to share that with y'all, man, because in our quest for this for knowledge, let me tell y'all something, man. I don't remember talking about Marcus Garvey until I was grown. And I didn't know much about him, but I'm studying about him now. But if I had to influence a young man like me, I didn't have the influence of a Adam Clayton Powell in my life or Marcus Garvey. All I ever heard about is Martin Luther King. Later in life, I got a chance to find out how powerful and how impactful Malcolm X was. That's why they had to kill him. So y'all, let me tell you something. When you got this, I'm telling you, every day I promise you, download something into your intellectual hard drive. So now, when people say something in this community, now when our guests come on, guess what? We gonna be able to see this whole thing about life and learning is being able to ask intelligent questions. Be able to ask, because what that does, it requires the person you're talking to, he got to be on top of his game. You follow me? And so, I mean, that's just me, man. I just wanted to share that with y'all because I know we finna get into a whole lot of this. I had to give y'all some because we finna get into a whole lot of stuff. But I've just been taking the notes over the week because Jimmy been coming on early. So it's a lot of stuff I haven't been able to talk to y'all about, because I have notes. See, he in already. So guess what? Y'all got to wait the next week. Y'all got to wait the next week. But it's a pleasure for me to be able to share stuff with y'all. And then when Herb Baker stopped me and said, "Hold up, Mr. Hatter, do that again," man, that makes it all worth it, man. But welcome to the Chop Shop, Jimmy. Jimmy, you there? I see you. I see you. There you go. Put yourself up in the screen. Jason Peters said, "I'm like you, Hatter. I didn't know a lot of this stuff." Can you imagine? Like right now, I'm a pretty good golfer, and my brother was a great golfer. John Newsom, imagine he had to put them sticks in my hand when I was a little boy. He didn't think about it. He was just off to his older selfish ways playing golf, and he wasn't thinking about nobody else. What if you put them, as good as I can play now, what if I had that exposure when I was 5 and 6 years old? That's why I tell y'all, let's expose our kids to everything. Everything. Expose our kids to everything. Because guess what? You might meet might be a young kid like that was hungry for this knowledge like Robert Hatter as a young guy. Then he grows up thinking like this. He don't have to wait till he's 50 years old to learn who in the hell is Adam Clayton Powell, one of the most important figures, and I'm gonna say it again today, one of the most important figures in American history. I didn't say black history. He happened to be a black man. One of the most important, look him up, one of the most important figures, Adam Clayton Powell. He integrated Congress. He went to Congress. Guess what? The black folks couldn't eat in the Congress. The black congressman couldn't eat in the congressional lunchroom. He said, "Oh, hell no. I'm going in there." And told the waiter, "Hey, man, the black waiter, don't let him put nothing in my food back there." I mean, those kind of things I didn't know. Never. I did not know. I told y'all the story. My son was playing basketball in the New York area. My hotel, listen, y'all, my hotel was a walking distance to the Adam Clayton Powell Federal Building. Robert had an old grown ass, didn't even know it. I passed by 10 times. Hold up. I went to Showtime. What's that? The Apollo Theater. I went there. I went to Sylvia's. I went there. But nothing made me say, Adam Clayton Powell is right. I'm so mad at myself, y'all, because I just didn't know. So y'all have no excuse. And everybody who haven't been to D.C. to go to that museum, the National Museum of African American Culture, there's no way. No way. I went to Sylvia's. Sylvia's didn't change my life. Chad Ware. The Apollo didn't change my life. But the way I think now, knowing about Adam Clayton Powell, it changed me forever. Changed me forever. Sad but true. You're right. What's up, Jimmy? I know we got a guest coming on, so and Jimmy, next time, boy, I can't wait till the show is over with. You know, I can't wait to show you. Boy, you something else. That's all I can tell you. You something else. I'm gonna pray for you, but you something else. But what else going on? What else you got, man?
Yeah, we back at it on Baby Friday. You know, we're gonna get this thing popping. I got a lot of educating to do for you guys today, and we are definitely gonna do that. Indeed, I'm telling you, it's going on the back nine. We got Coach John Lucas is going to join us as pledged to you guys earlier in the week. He's going to talk about a variety of topics. So make sure you have questions that you want to supply to Coach John Lucas. This is your rare opportunity to do so. This is an NBA coach, a first #1 pick in the NBA draft. Sometimes we don't keep saying that over and over. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to forget and act like it never happened. Yeah. He was an All-American in tennis and in basketball.
Nobody else ever has, Jimmy, nobody else has ever did that before, ever again.
Ever in collegiate sports to pros. Yeah. Nobody. So these and what happens is it just goes to prove you see a person often or you hear a person often, then some of the initial wow factor kind of fade off because you say, "Oh, I see him all the time. Oh, I hear him all the time. Yeah. Oh, he's right there." Yeah. And that's the same exact thing that I try to tell you about these young kids when we evaluating them. But you don't want the energy to be the same when it comes to that.
Well, because you see them all the time, Jimmy, it's changed something.
Some of the wow goes off. Then that means now you get to evaluate what they can't do.
Oh,
and that's what the college coaches really want in the first place. They want to know, hey man, what I just saw him do, is that every day? Well, coach, he's doing good right now, but watch him again. Try to check him, see how many times he goes to the left. Try to see how many times he shoots on the other side of the court. Trying to see how many times. Otherwise, it was a reason that I gave you guys yesterday those statistics from Greater Houston with the Division I signees from 2018, 19, 20, and the amount of transfers that it was in 18 and 19 versus 20. Don't get it twisted. 2020 graduates are still in college. They still got a chance to make and include themselves into that number. But it was an adverse reversal. Out of the top 20 players from 2020, I say it again, 15 of them are still at their schools. They didn't bite into the portal. They stayed there. You know how your parents say, suck it up? They're sucking it up. And one of those remaining 5 is a kid who transferred up. Meaning that's Marcus Williams from Dickinson.
Yeah.
He went from what was it, Wyoming to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
You see? So yes, we put an asterisk on him. Really don't have to count him, but for the sake of the people that want to keep the math right, then you think about 2019 and 2018, out of the top 20, 16 players transferred. Out of the top 20, 16 gone to greener pastures. But anyway, that's
Jimmy, I'm glad, Jimmy. I want to share something with you, Jimmy. And I didn't know you was gonna talk about that, but you just said something, Jimmy. I'm listening to an interview with Jamie Foxx and Denzel Washington this morning, right? So this was when Equalizer 2 was about to come out. And Jimmy, he was talking about just what you were saying a minute ago. He said, you want people to say, I can't wait to see him. Not, I see him everywhere. That's why he chooses different movies. He's not in a movie every week. He's not on the TV every week. He's not here every week. He said, if you think about it, if you drink too much water, you'll drown. Water good for you, right, Jimmy? But if you drink too much, your ass gonna drown. He said, keep it a mystery. He said, in this business, branding is being good, not being known. I didn't know you was going to say that, Jim, but I remember, and I wrote that down this morning. He said, branding is being good, not being known. But you know, everybody out here want to be known for nothing. Kim Kardashian can do it. She ain't got no talent. Good. Yeah. So, I just wanted to get it.
So that, being said, guys, like I said, we're going to promise to do some teachings today before we got Coach Lucas coming at the top of the hour. In the VIP news today in RCS Sports is updated with some more tasty stuff. For those of you who watched in the Boom Boom Room, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube, we want to ask you to share the show right now. Get one share in right now. We get another one in at the top of the hour. Let's get a share in. I'm gonna join you guys. Let me do mine right. Let me do mine. Get me a share in.
I'm doing one. They're gonna be mad at me because I done did it 3 times. All right, that's it.
Yeah. Now here's the deal. In the VIP news, I explain because now is the season when a lot of young men are taking official college campus visits.
Okay.
And those visits may be in the capacity of official or unofficial.
Okay.
And so a lot of times we take this stuff for granted. A lot of you parents that's watching have been through this before, but the next person that's watching have not. And people that take unofficial visits will basically try to discount it and say, oh man, we're doing this, we want to take unofficial. Well, here's the difference in the two. Basically, in a nutshell, an official visit, they're covering all of your expenses.
Okay.
The unofficial visit, they are not. You are obligated to cover all of your expenses to an unofficial visit. You get that? So think about what you're saying. I want to go to this restaurant, but I don't want them to give me the meal free. I don't want them. They're going to cut you a check for your gas. Matter of fact, they'll give you an Uber black car if that's what you want. You say, nah, I'd rather drive, waste my gas, spend my own money for their steak. That's what you're saying. Think how that sounds. So then the first person can say, why? Matter of fact, Heather, they're not just buying you a steak and covering your meal and your travel. They will cover your mom and your dad. If you are from a single parent, they'll cover one parent plus that parent's accomplice. If you have no parents that are busy that weekend, they will cover another up to 2 accomplices. So they're gonna eat free. They're gonna travel free. but you'd rather drive and do it yourself. That's how it sounds when people say
What's
unofficial.
wrong with if you can drive and do it yourself? If I hold up, a perfect example. U of H. Let's say I'm in Houston. What the hell can U of H do for me? I'm just going over there. What?
Okay, the official visit, the purpose for the school is to establish some type of wow, show you behind the curtain.
I understand, but I already live here, Jimmy. I don't need them to fly me here.
No. They okay.
Tell them to send a limo for me. What?
On official visits for that, yes, they will cover all of your gas. They have a formula that they pay you per mileage.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. You just
saying an official visit, Heather. They need access to you. You are on their clock for 48 hours. So that means they need to put you up in a hotel.
So you talking about from the school point of view. I'm talking about the parent point of view.
Okay,
dude, I'll meet y'all over there at U of H.
Official visits don't work like that.
So what, they got to come and pick me up at my house?
No, they need you to be where they can get to you because they on the time schedule.
So they want to give me a hotel.
Exactly. That way they know they can reach you, that kid, when there's time to reach you. Okay, at this time, somebody's coming to get you to do this. Okay, they have this person waiting for this. We got to eat at this time. If you're on your own, you on your time. You on their time. They're making the investment in you. That's why it's an unofficial visit. You get 5 per year.
I'm just different.
And that's the thing. You're thinking about University of Houston or something local. Guess what? You drive, they're still going to give. So you're driving there, Heather, and they're going to give you a check. They already know the mileage. They know they got your address. It's already calculated. They're going to give you the check and say, here's your $35 for your trip round trip. Matter of fact, you don't have to drive. You don't have to drive.
Jimmy, hold on. Jimmy,
we're going to send the Uber Black.
Jimmy, I'm going to ask Herb Ledee because I saw him on a visit. I don't know if that was an unofficial at U of H. Herb Ledee, did you go on an unofficial or official when I saw you at U of H that day? I just want to know because I'm just trying to see. Jimmy, I understand what you're saying. If I'm flying out of town, yes. I'm just talking about if I'm going to U of H, I could save them that money, but you saying they want to spend it.
Absolutely, they're going to spend it.
They're going to spend it. That's just me. Like I told a couple of coaches, I'll never forget. I said, Coach, ain't no use you coming to recruit my son. Save your money. He ain't going to your school. If you ain't in the Ivy League, he ain't going. I saved them folks some money. I could have played and said, man, let's go on some trips. But what? That's me, man. I just ain't wasting nobody's time. My time is too damn important for me to waste somebody's time and money. That's just me. I'm just talking about me.
How's that wasting the time?
I'm just saying me going on all of these trips.
Well, that's different. That's a whole different topic. What are you going to take? But in your mind,
okay.
Everybody thinks that they're going to take 5 campus visits.
Okay,
once you get to visit number 3, then you award the hell out because you realize some of the same stuff is the same stuff. It's different if you've never been nowhere out before, if you never played grassroots basketball, if you never traveled on a plane before, if you never rode first class before. It's different. But in this now society, these kids and travel from east to the west coast by the time they're in 10th grade.
Jim. Walter Yates, I know how it's done. Please don't mention my damn name again, Walter Yates. I know how it's done. I'm just telling you how I feel. I know how it's done. Damn. I done been through it with a son. Walter Yates, have you? So don't tell me that's how it's done. I'm just always trying to give people another way to look at it. Herb Ledee lives here in Houston. He got a son. Walter Yates, your son ain't went to U of H. Herb Ledee, I saw you that day. You say you went on an unofficial. How did it work?
He say official.
Official. Excuse me, official. How did it work for you? That's all I'm asking. I'm not talking to you to clowns who it ain't never happened to before. Come on, Walter Yates, butt out right now. I'm talking to some people who've done this. He said they wanted to show you everything in this on a time frame. I understand that. Did you get a hotel? How did you go? How did you get there? I just wanted to know. I'm just trying. I'm just trying.
On an official visit, if you're not willing to be, and you're local, and you're not willing to stay in a hotel, they're not going to make your visit official. They're going to say you just come on an unofficial. They're saving the time. It's a time you're on a schedule, because most official visits, Ada, it's not just you. I mean, you ain't the only prospect on campus.
Yeah, exactly.
So most official visits, they have a group of them staying at the hotel.
But Jimmy, this particular time, I saw Herbert D. It was just him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They separate them. Separate them. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So that means, and make everybody. That means, for example, if we're in the hotel and we both have kids there, and we stay at the same hotel, you have no idea unless we talk and we communicate in our itineraries. The coaches told you they're going to come pick you up at 7 o'clock for breakfast. You don't need to eat breakfast at the hotel. We got a special breakfast for you. Right. Make your omelet however you want. They're getting you at 7. They've told me 8. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So the head coach gonna come get you at 7. Y'all, and you know what they're gonna tell you? Man, look, you notice we're not doing this for nobody else. You the one we want. Them other people at the hotel. We could have brought them. So now you're feeling special.
Oh, so I guess you're just giving the people an education on how this works. I've seen it work. I'm just saying, if I lived here, Herbert D., do you drive your own car or do you have them come pick you up? I'm asking a question. That's all y'all get so, y'all should know every damn thing. I'm just asking questions because there's some parents, like yesterday. Robert Young said, we said share the show. He didn't know how to share the show because we never explained it to him how to share the show. We just say share the show and assume everybody know how to share the show. He didn't know you could share it on YouTube because he was on YouTube. Then somebody sent him over to, so sometimes we got to explain stuff to some, and people going to tell how that's just the way it's done. Clown, I done been on them before. Jimmy, I haven't seen, Jimmy, and I love what you said. You really got me now. I was there when Jalen Green, this was a hell of a official visit. And R.J. Hampton was on the same visit at the same time. But Jimmy, because they were friends, they did everything together. Both guys went to dinner with the coaches. Both guys went to here with the coaches. The kids was in the gym together. But it was one moment, several moments, that Penny took the kid and the parents by themselves, and the kids and the parents. But I guess that goes. I mean, it's a lot of ways these things can happen. I'm just trying to figure. There's a lot of people don't know how this stuff works, but we got these people who think they know it all. On here trying to tell me. I'm trying to say, if I'm at home, I said, man, I save y'all money. I come down there. If y'all need me to check in the hotel, I'll check in the hotel. You follow me? I didn't say I'm just saying, why do this and spend all this when I'm right here? That's just the way I think. I ain't saying that ain't how it go. You talking about, well, how it go? I don't listen to me, man. I don't never do everything how it goes. Cause I think for myself. I don't think for I don't let everybody think for me, Mr. Yates. But go on, Jimmy. You can finish.
You're giving too many people too much real estate in your mind during the live show.
Jimmy, yeah. You was on. Hold up, Jimmy. Hold on. You was on a live show talking for 35 minutes negative about another guy in this community. I did not stop. Hold on. I did not stop. No.
Too many. No. Al.
Yeah.
I said you give too many. No,
but let me do it my way, and you do it your way.
That's too many people. I can see one. Too many people, too much real estate.
No. You don't make the rules. You don't make the rules. No, I just said he mentioned.
But you said
when you mentioned my name. See, he didn't say your name. He mentioned my name. Hatter. That's how I go. And guess what? I showed him how it does. This how it really goes. Sometimes people just need to understand on a live show.
That guy, he done been on.
I don't care what he done.
Well, I'm just saying you made it seem like he's been on official visit.
Wait a minute, hold, excuse me. Have his son been on an official visit?
But he's hosted.
I asked you a question. Have you had a son on an official visit?
No, he had a nephew on there. So that's a difference.
I asked you a question. Have he had a son on the official visit?
No,
all right.
He has not. Have you hosted one?
I asked you a question. I'm asking questions.
I know, and I answered your question twice. You ain't answered mine now.
I said no. Have he had a son?
Listen. Let me help you out because you can't. You got a problem listening. Let me help you out. Look. That's my answer. Okay. Now, answer mine.
Okay. What's yours?
Have you ever hosted an official visit?
No.
Okay. See how easy that was? Thank you. Now let's move on. Now.
Did that make you feel good?
At the top.
That make you feel better?
At the top of the hour. Of course, Coach Lucas is going to be joining us. And we get your questions ready for him. But now I want to share with you guys. Let me boot up and get you guys what you've been waiting on. Of course, it's fall. And we was talking about unofficial and official visits. If you want to read no more, I posted a description in the VIP news today on rcssports.com. So most of the stuff I just mentioned and more is listed in today's write-up in the VIP news. Welcome you to go and check it out. For those of you who have, thank you so much for going up in there. Meanwhile, let's go. We have the Ruck on Wood is this weekend. Ruck on Wood is sold out. Props to Doug Jones for getting out there, beating the pavement and getting those top kids in the area, getting them committed to participate and restoring the Ruck on Wood to what we all have known it to be for a lot of years. It was basically a live, organized open gym. Well, not live, an organized open gym, whereas the top talent in the area would pretty much always come out. Either they came out to play or they came out to watch. They were in the building. And it created an atmosphere. The grassroots coaches came out. Now, what we do now, we don't allow the grassroots coaches to coach the underclassmen, because that would kind of be putting the foxes in the hen house. You know, you're giving them an opportunity to poach and recruit the players, and that's not what this is for. So, and we've done it in the past, and then finally, the last couple of years, we have college basketball players who come out and volunteer to coach the teams, and college coaches have done so in the past. I know we have University of St. Thomas committed this weekend, as well as the coaches from Lee Junior College. You know, and now I'm really thinking about something fun. How I might go back in time and let the summer coaches coach the 12th grade session, because those guys don't have no more summers left, technically.
Okay.
And so I that might be a good idea, because I watched some of those videos. Did you watch the video I put on the VIP news yesterday? It had an old clip, and this video, and I might give it to you guys in just a second. It was matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can pull it up in just a few. This video was back in like 2000 and maybe 15 or something like that, Howard. And it had Quentin Grimes was on the video, and Kendrick Davis was on the video. You even had Herb Baker coaching one of the teams, and it was the atmosphere when those grassroots coaches were there was really, really something special. It really was. And here is one, Howard. Here is one. Let me see how we do this. Let me see how it's coming to you in 3, 2, 1. Now, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Now, let me go with it.
Play good defense. Don't play defense. Come over there with me. The best coaches have the best players. So I've been doing a little politics, trying to make sure I got the best player. That's what I'm talking about. You got to fire these kids up. Championship, Ivy Reed. You gonna take care of this business? Get these looks at these young fellas. See where the ball plays at.
Now we'll stop it right there and go on and we'll
I'm good. I got it.
on in the show. But that was one of the clips from Ruck on Wood about maybe 7 years ago, and that's the atmosphere. You can feel it circulating throughout the building. Also, we yeah, I see her. Rest in peace, John Chandler. Yeah, that was John Chandler. He passed away. That was the father of J.J. Chandler, who used to play at Texas A&M. Now he's transferred to South Alabama, and and I encourage you guys, if you happen to come out, whoop out your cell phones, help and record. You never know how these kids, they look so. Did any of y'all notice Quentin Grimes in that short clip?
I wasn't looking. I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he was standing right there next to one of the grassroots coaches, and but we'll show you more. They have him in action later on to come. But meanwhile, speaking of sharing, today we're going to release to you the schedules for the Super 16 extravaganza. The Super 16 extravaganza takes place October the 1st through the 3rd. The 1st through the 3rd at C.E. King High School. Hold on, let me get it right, Heather. That's the wrong one. I didn't want to share that. I wanna let's see if this is the right one. There you go. Now, here, without further ado, here's the schedule and the pools for the Super 16 extravaganza. As you guys see, Pool A, Tascasita, Tompkins, and Grace Christian. Grace Christian, they won state in TAPS this past season, and they just received Xavier Owens from Klein Kane High School. He's one of the top seniors in the area. He just transferred over there. Grace Christian is pretty solid. They were already state champs. Now they got Xavier on. So if you never heard of them, this is your time, your chance to familiarize yourself with them. Also, you notice some of the games are listed right here. On Friday night, all games are at Knoll Middle School. That's what NMS stands for. That's right around the corner from C.E. King. So you got a Tascasita Grace Christian at 5. That's the first round of games. Games will be every hour. Last set of games will be at 9 o'clock. And also you going down to Pool B, Westfield, Paytow, and Straight Jesuit. That's a very tasty pool and competitive pool as well. Here's the schedules right below in. You can check that out. Then you look Pool C, Cy Ranch, Summer Creek, Dickinson. Wow, that's another good, nice, intriguing pool. Remember, Cy Ranch is solid. They just lost their starting point guard. Mentioned that yesterday. Mason Docks, he's moving back to Michigan, where he's from, just outside of Lansing. But you want to get details on that, go into the VIP news. How about Crosby, Concordia Lutheran, and LaPorte? That comprises Pool D. There's a schedule right there, and a nice, highly anticipated showdown, Crosby and Concordia Lutheran. highlights the Friday night action. 2 point guards get to go at it. Trey Miller, PJ Haggerty. What else do you want on that evening? LaPorte, that's a team that has been, a couple of their guards has been faring well all summer. This is a chance for them to even put up a shutout. How about Elkins, Kingwood, and Westbury Christian? They form Pool E. Here's the schedule right here. Beaumont United, Clearbrook, and Dawson is Pool F. For those of you who aren't familiar with Dawson or whom they have, I strongly encourage you to just pay attention, because you will know who Dawson is by the time this event is over with. I'll leave that right there. Also, Bel Air, Bush, and C.E. King is Pool G. Remember, C.E. King is the host school. They'll open things up with Bel Air. Bush features Tyler Smith, who's ranked in the top 10 in the country according to ESPN. And Pool H, Goose Creek Memorial, Houston Christian, and Shadow Creek. Shadow Creek features Cam Amberley. Who?
Sean Jones.
And Sean Jones. Guess what, Alan? Sean Jones cut his list down to 7 schools earlier. He has North Texas. He has McNeese, New Mexico, Texas State. UNLV is in there as well. Indiana State, and Texas A&M. And those are his 7. And we'll see what he ends up doing. That means that we're expecting him to take some official visits and make a commitment pretty soon. Sean Jones won MVP of the All-Star game at the No Excuses Pro-Am League. Now you look below, this is the bracket, which starts on Saturday evening. We call it the Super 16 because at the end of Saturday, there will only be 16 teams standing. So that's the Super 16. It's 24 teams. Everybody go into the same bracket.
Well, where Super 16 come from? If it's 24 teams, I thought it was 16 teams.
But you have to be super. You have to be super to make it to Sunday.
I'm talking about the 16.
You have to. It's 16 teams that make it to Sunday. Championship Sunday.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
So Super 16.
Okay.
And then guess what? As a bonus, we always have a few showcase games. These are the teams that aren't in the bracket, but they're going to play 2 showcase games on Sunday afternoon. As you can see, Sunday at 1 o'clock and Sunday at 3 o'clock. All of these teams will battle at C.E. King High School. And that's where all games will be played on Saturday and Sunday. That is the schedule for the Super 16 extravaganza.
How some of the mighty have fallen. Where's Bel Air?
Like whom?
Where's Bel Air?
Bel Air's in the pool with Bush.
Okay, you know what I'm trying to get to. Trying to get to. West Side ain't been back since. Y'all just don't mess with West Side no more, man. That's messed up, man. That's just how the mighty have fallen. Boy, this stuff is crazy to me. I'm watching this stuff. Y'all talking about his cycles. Shit, when this cycle gonna come back around? Damn, Jimmy, I'm serious. I'm sitting there. I'm going through all these names. I said, no West Side? I got to adopt me another school, man. I got to adopt me another school, man. West Side ain't getting it for me right now.
Hey, all I can say about West Side is, we got peaks and valleys. Maybe they'll come on around. They'll come on around.
It's a hell of a valley, Jimmy. They grazing in the valley. Some people just go down there and mess around the valley, get out of it. They down there living in the valley. But that's it. That's a nice little setup. Somebody said, isn't an app? Somebody said, isn't an app you can find the schedule on?
Yes, you'll be able to find the schedule on the RCS Sports app. And
can I take this off now?
Yeah, you take that on down.
Right.
The RCS Sports app, and the schedule is posted. I just activated it maybe about 2-3 minutes ago as I was doing that. So that means now you guys will be able to, if you haven't done so, you'll be able to see the schedule in its entirety on the RCS Sports app. So that's the I look forward to it. A lot of people do. It's like this is known as the fall high school championships.
And this is the one that the coaches don't coach.
The coaches can't not coach them.
Yeah.
And
a lot
for
of
the
people
most
don't
part.
know this. Yeah.
Yeah. And but it's the same for everybody. Now don't get it twisted. There have been those are for your TAPS, your SPC, and your UIL schools, which is 99% of the participants in something like Super 16. So let's say schools like Legacy, we had them last year. Mm-hmm. And remember, Legacy came last year, mm-hmm. but then they played. They didn't play a lot of their guys at load management games. And this ain't what that's for. They were playing JV guys and guys that wasn't part of the rotation and letting other guy. Remember, Ashton Smith wouldn't play this game and this guy wouldn't play that game.
I don't remember that.
No. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna let you discount.
Oh, I didn't go. I didn't go last year. Yeah, I didn't go. Yeah. Okay. But no, it's I'm trying to see. So Legacy's not coming this year?
I didn't reach out to Legacy to come.
Okay, because
after they did that.
Okay, I got you.
Without letting me know in advance. I could have just put them in some showcase games.
Yeah.
You follow me? You took a bracket spot from a team. And you could have said, hey man, yo man, we're not gonna be at full strength, or so and so's got college visits, whatever.
Right.
And I have that particular weekend. Remember last year, a lot of people got duped into the camp that was given by the Wooten family. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, Jimmy, you was a part of the duping now.
No,
Jimmy, you sold them guys at first.
No.
We had them.
I was one of the very first to explain that and enlighten you guys. They had to come back with a retraction and explain, because at first they were advertising it, and that's when I was on like, okay, this soup as like a satellite camp for the McDonald's voters. Then it became to be known they could not do that. They didn't have authority to do that. So then they had to come back and give a retraction and say, and take the McDonald's logo off of that camp, take the McDonald's name off to the camp, and let it be known that this camp does not. Matter of fact, it was not hardly any of the voters that were actually going to be present. And when they did that, that's when my stance turned on the camp. Now,
but I shot the camp down the first day you mentioned it. I said, the hell is they doing that for? I mean, so I never, and it seemed like to me, whoever the powers that be must have heard that show. Because so I don't know what happened. They must have heard that show. I forgot what I said, but I didn't like it. I just didn't understand it, and I didn't like it. I didn't know nothing about it, but I said, just something don't seem right. Anytime somebody come to Houston, I'm just me. That's just me. Anytime somebody bring their butt and don't have no ties and just come to Houston and set up shop, this is the only place in the world that people that's allowed that to happen. We got to just stop that.
That was Dallas. That's in Dallas. That's not Houston. That's Dallas.
Houston did too. Houston did too. The future 150 came here. They came here and set up shop. Yeah, you had a Dallas team, a Dallas team, base team come down here and set up shop. Had a Houston version of what? Now they might be disbanded now. What you call them? I mean, people can come to Houston now. Don't get it twisted. Y'all let them in here. Yeah, y'all let them in here. Y'all don't say, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Nah. Yeah. Sometimes you got to.
I think it's way more outside nationally flavored events that invade DFW than they do Houston.
Okay.
See, the key word was nationally flavored.
Okay. Pangos. What else?
That's Dallas.
Okay. That's one. What's another?
You just named another one. That Wooten.
But Wooten tried to come. Wooten came here.
No, he did not.
They were attempting to come here.
No, they went to Dallas. That's where they wanted to be.
I know. I didn't like them. I didn't know where they was coming. I said, man, nobody coming in. And I don't know what happened to the show. Well, good. All right. What else we got?
And so we're expecting. We're at the top of the hour. We're officially on the back nine, guys, and coming up
John ain't
soon.
here yet, man.
We're expecting to be joined by Coach Lucas. And somebody asked, Rod Wells asked a question, what about the season opener schedule? If you missed it, Rod Wells, the season opener schedule is expected to be released after Labor Day. We want to wait after Labor Day. The week after Labor Day is when we'll drop the season opener schedule. And it is hot, indeed. It's fire.
Hey,
I'm telling you.
Damn it, what team is the little kid, my kid, Jalen Johnson on? What high school team?
Summer Creek.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Summer Creek. And Summer Creek High School, they'll be in action. Jalen Johnson, we hope to see him in action at the Ruck on Wood the following week, which was for
Speaking of Ruck on the Woods, John ain't came on yet. I got something for y'all. I sit there, I didn't see this last year. Is this something y'all knew y'all doing? Hold up. I saw this. Hold up. Y'all got they got the edits. I guess y'all call this edit. I've been seeing schools like Port Arthur Memorial say congratulations to 4 of our young Titans on the 25. I've been seeing a lot of that. I didn't see that in previous years.
Oh yeah.
I didn't see that in previous years.
Well, it appears that a lot of people are excited. The energy is being reborn for this particular open gym.
Okay.
It's like kids are just expressing they're happy to get the opportunity to go and ball.
Okay.
And no, remember, this open gym is not for anybody.
Yeah.
It's not for anybody. This ain't Star Search. Right. We're not trying to see if you can play or not. This is not that. Go do it. I mean, that.
Well, what is it then? What is it? To do what?
It's for people that either the grassroots coach or the high school coach primarily have already deemed to be one of their best big man on campus, to be one of their red ants, and have performed well over the course of the recent 2 seasons, meaning be scholastic or non-scholastic. And this gives them an opportunity to play with, I guess I would say, without the guidance of any of those coaches, in a setting where we can evaluate certain intangibles about them, albeit it's a limited time frame. Remember, they're playing for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours straight.
But Jimmy, we can talk about this.
Games,
Jimmy, our guest is on. I don't want him to, I want him on. He done popped on. I know you couldn't see him. I just wanted to let you know. I don't want him waiting longer because I don't want him talking crazy to me. I see him. I got him in there. So without further, Jimmy, you can go and introduce him right now and let these people know really who in the hell this guy come on this show is. So you gave him a precursor earlier, but introduce he. Don't tell him, y'all, but he was kind of my hero when I was growing up. But don't let him know that. But Jimmy, introduce. What
the hell do kinda mean? He was or he wasn't.
Jimmy, I played basketball and I played tennis, and he did it the best that I ever seen anybody do it. So yes, he was my hero. I just don't like that. I looked up to him. Yeah, this my. Y'all look up LeBron. I look up to John Lucas. But keep going. Come on, Jim.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna acknowledge him from the beginning. And the most like a lot of important things in his life, of course, Coach John Lucas we're talking about, and I mentioned earlier, #1 pick in the NBA draft.
Yes,
he was an All-American in tennis.
Yes,
he still played tennis at a high level.
Yeah,
at a high level, even after his during and after his basketball career. And one thing about a lot of you guys and everybody, and most of your families, somebody in your family may be a recoverer, right? A recoverer. He's a recoverer. Every day, Coach Lucas gets up, and you guys may not know this. He gets up at about 4 or 5 in the morning, and no matter what city he's in, and he's going to the meetings.
Wow.
And he's going to his meeting with. I'm serious. That gives another whole level to the commitment he has. Remember, so therefore his heart is easy to forgive because it takes forgiveness for a recovery, and that's why it's easy for me from the road that I travel. Getting with Coach Lucas is easy for me to. A lot of people, y'all often tell me, to give certain people life sentences. And I say, man, you know what? Who am I? You know, people had to forgive me, you know, from yesteryear. And so I got, you know, I'm easy to forgive folk. But what I'm gonna do as we bring him on, as he is a recoverer, that means he can't hold his red cup no more. I'm gonna sip for Coach Lucas right now. I'm gonna take me a good. I'm gonna call it a swig, like they call it back in where he come from in the Carolina. They call it a swig. I'm taking me a swig for Coach Lucas.
Hey man, but hey, ladies and gentlemen, he is. Hold up, let me hit my button, John. Hold up. I gotta give it.
The midday sports happy hour has begun. Coach, what's going on, baby?
How y'all doing? Everything good?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
I know Jimmy must have been talking about Ruck on the Wood earlier.
Yeah.
That's his event, isn't it?
Yes, that's his event. Yeah.
Hey, now, I just got back from summer league.
Yes.
Our draft picks played pretty good. Jalen Green played good before he got hurt. Josh Christopher was another kid we took at the 23rd pick. He worked out with Lil Jon out in L.A., so knew a lot about him. Yeah. Knew a lot about him taking him. But then we took the young guy from Turkey, who was the MVP of the Turkish league, and only two other guys. That was Dirk Nowitzki and the kid in Dallas that had done that,
Luka.
Mm-hmm. So, we hope that he's going to be good, and his field was really good. And then we drafted, I think, a young defensive guy from Spain, Garuba, who's going to defend and play. Now, it's going to be down the road.
Right.
But we got a good core nucleus to add with John Wall. And I think Kevin Porter's going to have a good year, and Christian Wood. And I think we got a chance to be better. We got some things to solve, like I was trying to tell people that I was the number one pick when I came out. And I had a guy like Calvin Murphy who was nuts, just stubborn, hard-headed, and Mike Newland. And I was the number one pick, and I didn't start until Christmas. That year we won 55 games. So it all depends upon how we want to blend in the young talent with the new, how much pressure it is to win. No matter what they tell you in this league, you got to win some games. You can't be young forever. And we got to find a way to have a nice mix. But I do like what we did, and we're building. I've been spoiled. When you're used to winning 60 games a year.
Yeah.
To have to go back we lost 20 in a row this year. To go back and start over, it's tough. You got to get readjusted to that when you're used to coming into camp. Guys knowing how to play, knowing what to do, good feel. And it takes you about 10 years to build what we built before let James, Russ, and Clint and those guys go. So it doesn't happen overnight. And you have to make a decision where you play those young guys or how you going to build it. That's some things we've got to get ahead out about us among our coaching staff and everybody to see how we're going to do.
What was one of the most promising things out of Summer League? When you came out of Summer League, because I know Summer Leagues, John, sometimes you can't gauge, because I remember I saw Josh Shelby, Jordan McCray, they tore up the Summer League when I saw them a long time ago. And help me out with that.
Well, Summer League, I'll give you a good example.
Okay.
So let's take Jalen Green. He had a year of pro basketball.
Right.
A lot of guys had a year of pro basketball. Evan Mobley had 2 weeks of being a pro before he played against those guys. And he had a really, really good showing based on never playing against pros at that level in a game. A lot of G League players. We had an experienced G League team. Most of our players on our team had either been in the G League, Monty Brooks, and a lot of guys have already played, so they knew.
Right.
So when you look at Jalen Green, he had a good year, but he's already played against pros.
Right.
Okay. So now you look at Josh Christopher, improving his shot selection, his body. He's already can guard defensively, so I think that'll be able to help us also. So, from those regards, but the biggest thing that you take away from Summer League is that they can't play. They those are not pros out there.
Right.
Those are, those are guys you get ready to win a championship with. Those are, because if you look at our last game, we played Portland. Beasley scored at will, and he's not in the league right now. Kenneth Fareed, those guys, Anthony Blakely, those guys eating that league up, and they can't get in the league.
Wow.
So it makes it really, really tough for guys to do that, and so it's gonna be tough for unless you're in a rebuilding stage to just give your team over. Look at the Lakers; they're still trying to win, and they got older.
Right.
And I tell you, it's hard to beat veteran players with young players. You can be close,
Right.
but the know-how at the end gives you a good sense of it.
Jimmy.
Now I'm gonna toss some of the questions in the boom boom room. I have some, but first, what that you mentioned about the players in the summer league, you when Jalen Green went down, you guys called up and added a player to replace him, and I think one of them was a former University of Houston star, Money Brooks. He hit 30 in that last game.
No, Money was on the team the whole time.
No.
Oh, he was on the whole time?
COVID. He called the COVID. He wasn't coming.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. He didn't play when I was there. Okay,
I jumped on Amani for coming because he was already in good position, and I told him right then, look, if you coming out here, you better play because you already in good space because one of the things with me is I'm gonna tell him 100%. So I told him, you coming out here now, coming out the COVID with no practices, and you got to play. So he struggled the first game. He came back the second game. We added Trenton Waters from LSU.
That's who.
Guard that we added to that team to kind of help solidify that. So, and that was because Kyrie Thomas got hurt and Jalen got hurt. And so, this is a look to see for your 12 on back roster. But for us this year, we had the second pick in the draft. You got to make him look as good as possible. You have to have your picks to look. So you try to build a good enough team so people don't give you a whole lot of crap about who you drafted if they don't play well. So, we feel really good coming out of summer league that, we were still in the draft because we had guys that played. Now, we didn't win the summer league. Not that it was important, but it was different. But I want to talk about some other things with y'all before I get up.
Let's go. Let's go then.
One of those is the landscape of AAU basketball is getting to be a mess, man. It's we got to find a way to continue to improve. I think the Texas kids did really good. We had the top 60 camp, and I was real nervous that we were inviting too many Texas kids because we had so many really good Texas kids and probably could have had a few more Texas kids, but all our Texas kids fared well. We had 4 teams. Everybody, I think, qualified for Peach Jam, and the guys played good. And we had Bryce go to overtime and signed to go with that. And we had Arsenal who really played well. We had the kid Black who played well. Anthony Black, Casey Wallace played well. Arterio Mars, Vince Anawachu played well. We had a lot of guys in the state of Texas play well, and hopefully we can continue to build on that. But one of the things that is we got to be careful with here is that we're giving our kids so much publicity and exposure that is not really, they are not as good as the exposure we're giving them. There's a difference between a local talent and a national talent. And sometimes we get barbershop scouts analyzing national talent and putting us ahead of where we need to be. And so what we got to do is be a little more critical of our own before we put them up so high. And then so many people are buying rankings, giving fake offers, and doing a lot of things that push kids up that's going to lead to 1,500 in the portal pool and, a lot of things that happen. It's just really, I've talked to 3 other parents about kids going to overtime and told them my actual feelings about that is to be very careful. You have to be careful. I know that Bryce played for us and he went to overtime and good for him, but that may not be the path for everybody. And people tell me all the time, well, coach, you got plenty of money, you're a millionaire. Yeah, but don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't go for the quick bag when it could be a real bag. For like Trey Young's dad said something I said at camp all the time. It's one thing to get in the league, but what you want to do when you get in the league is get you the second or third contract.
Hello.
Not just get in the league and then be gone 2 years, 3 years later. Because each year is a draft, so you want to get to the second or third contract. And I was so excited when Mr. Young texted me that Trey got to the second contract, $173,000, $173 million at 5'10". So we just have to continue to educate the kids. So I don't know that we can educate them enough to have them stay patient enough to get good enough.
So what we start, John? Where should we start?
Huh?
Where should the community start? We got to have a starting point. If you said we got to turn this wheel around, where should we start?
We should just close basketball off. No,
what you mean?
No events. Just regular. Let the shoot teams or whatever just have events only, and not have a whole lot of. Because each week everybody's out there, and each week everybody wants to get Twitter hits and get feeds, and so if you only come out once or twice a year or you do something, then it gets to see who really loves the game of basketball, who really is committed into being there. But that'll never happen because now it's gotten so big and so popular. It's like I talked to somebody who had a big event up at the Slam event. That's like a reality show. They go around the park. It ain't even a basketball event. It ends up being basketball, but the basketball was the hook to get you to the event. And so like me, the purist of basketball, who really about teaching or really about getting people developed, it's more about like now it's like there's a platform. Let's provide a platform, but no development. Let's provide a platform where we can showcase all of these teams, but there's no development. And then the other part about that is basketball trainers are like kids, like dads. Everybody can be a dad, but they ain't a father.
So everybody who train your kid don't really know what the hell he's talking about. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
No, we're going to dish the chop shop now.
Now, one of the things that makes it hard is like, like Jalen Green, like he's got a chance to really. Okay. I'm not caught up with Jalen Green. I had Kobe, LeBron. That don't.
I got you.
That don't excite me to be able to sit next to him during the game and let me be seen on TV. But I get it for young people because that's exposure and growth. But for me, let's get better. I don't have to tweet or do Instagram, but I got to find a way to see how you get better. So I'm all about basketball. I ain't about, the rest of it. So, hopefully we'll get people who are about that. But it's hard when you have 20-year-olds trying to make 40-year-old decisions. And then it's real hard for a 40-year-old or 60-year-old telling a 20-year-old when they don't want to hear the OG talk. That's what KP tell me. Every time he called Kevin Porter, every time he called me OG, I said, man, shut the fuck up.
John, I don't like that either, man.
You just told me to kiss your ass in a polite way.
I don't like that either, John.
John, when I used to get on my sons, and they used to go, yes, sir, yes, sir. That means kiss my ass, Daddy. I said, boy, yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, man, shut up. Come on, man. I was there, too. So...
but John, you said something, John. You talk about all of this exposure, right? But overtime made a living. That's how they got their start exposing these people. And now they got their own league. So how it's going to be hard for you telling people, you can't put that genie back in the bottle?
No, the genie will put his own self back in the bottle.
Okay.
The genie will put his own self back in the bottle. Okay. Like right now we going through the analytics of basketball.
Yes, sir.
You still, everything in life, Heather, right. You'll appreciate this.
Okay.
Ain't nothing but a trick back to God to the beginning. So like when Jimmy was talking all that BS about my recovery, all that is a recovery back to a spiritual foundation. So everything go back to the beginning. Right. It just take a while to get back there, and they call it evolution. When I call it, we just made a reverse turn and went back to start over.
Ah.
You know, and so the way people get into basketball now is to create new words, semantics. Like instead of offensive rebounding, they call it crashing. It's the same thing.
Right.
They say long closeout. I mean, same things. Get out there.
But John, I saw something.
Get your hand up on your shot. Challenge shot. Rear view contest. You know, still the same thing. Get your damn hand up.
John, I saw some on y'all website that I ain't never seen this before. Jimmy brought it to my attention. Y'all was, you know how this player, his position, this player, y'all list one player as athlete. I ain't never seen that before in my life. Justin Anderson, y'all got him listed as ATH. I've never seen that before in my life.
So the answer going to be he's going to be able to play multiple positions. But the real answer is they describe what he is, an athlete.
So Greg Brown, a guy like Greg Brown, I think about him.
Man, I'm so mad at Greg Brown and these people don't know what to do.
Why?
First of all, he had a chance to be he got a chance and still a chance to be a real star. Mm-hmm. But when he came for our workout, he was hurt. He's got a chance to really be really good. He's right now as a straight line driver. Mm-hmm. He had a spectacular dunk in the game. Uh-huh. He had some really good putbacks. He's got a chance to grow with an older team, but he's got to really do some real work on his game, man. You know, I always tell people, if I come out of Diboll, small communities,
right?
Alex Franklin get mad at me all the time. I say, man, you know, it's a bigger world than Dixon down there. And if he's playing on the varsity in Dickinson, that don't mean he's on the varsity up here in Houston. It's a bigger world out here. Mm. So get outside your comfort zone to make people get you better. And I think that, you know, I love Greg Brown. And I had two of the scouts watch him when he came to my B Elite camp, and he put 2 elbows in the rim. Mm.
Athlete.
But he's got to get able to get more skill work, and there's more to it than just jumping. And he's gonna be fine. I just think that he can get there if he get in the gym and somebody quit telling him how good he is and tell him how he got to work. And I get it. Everybody can't say talk to people. I ain't afraid of you.
Right.
I got one agenda: get better. I don't want no money from you. I don't want nothing. I want somebody from Texas to be the face of basketball. I've been telling you that for 20 years now.
Yes, sir.
Before I die, I want somebody to be out of Houston that you say, what? You know what? That's LeBron James. That, you know, we talk about him like we talk about LeBron James.
But John, and it comes back to John, everybody's not in your position to be as critical, because a lot of people be scared these guys don't leave.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
When Lil Hatter got in trouble, was you smart enough to get in that ass?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, Jimmy, when the dogs got in trouble at the house, Jimmy, were you smart enough to get on the dogs?
He's scared. He ain't gonna hit them. He ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing to that dog.
If Sandra ain't looking, I'm gonna get on that dog ass.
But I'm saying, people are like, one of the reasons I used to coach tennis, and I never took money from the year I coached Laurie McNeil. And I don't take money from kids. Now, you know why? Because as soon as I take money, the money becomes more important than the person I'm working with. I can only push that person so far before I say, I got to get this money. But so when I coach tennis and you say, hey, we're going to hit again if I ain't hitting today. Like now. Like right now, it's our time off. I'm calling some of our players up and say, hey, look, let's get in the gym here and go. Hey, Coach, you said September, I'm off till now.
Hello?
So that question you just mentioned, Coach. So are you saying, this is from one of the viewers, from Joe in the Boomer Room. He asked you, are you seeing too many grassroots basketball people chasing profit over purpose?
He just said that. Yeah.
We are all in like I had I want to see people get college scholarships, right?
Right.
You know, you'd be amazed at what our program spent for kids this year. If I told you that, you'd be amazed based on money that we spent. And I'm sure a lot of programs spend a lot of money.
Yes.
And the reward that you get is seeing them get to college or get to school, or a chance to go to the pros, or a chance to be on USA basketball. We had all of that success with JL3. But the goal is to get to school.
Right.
Okay. And that's very, very important. But for some people, like I tell them, JL3, whatever team you're with, I'm going to be here next year. You won't. Take advantage of this. You know, is your goal to say, we won all the games for JL3? What kind of goal is that? We won Peach Jam. Okay. Who won Peach Jam 2 years ago? How many people got in college? How many people got a degree? How many of y'all were the right age?
Oh my goodness.
Coach, what's your thoughts on reclassifying?
Uh-oh.
You can't fool with God's work. You know, they told me if I reclassified Jay, you know, my wife lied to me. She told me my doctor said Jay was going to be 6'9". Man, shit, I was so happy and excited. Jay was 13 length, 12 laying all over Debbie. I said, man, he's going to be huge. Jay ain't growing another inch. 5'9". And we had to stretch and beg everybody to put him at 5'11". And so, you know, and everybody said, man, you reclassify him, he grows some more. He's still 5'9". 5'9", married with a son. So, I mean, you know, you got to take your gifts and do, you know, there's another little kid there. Like, there are a lot of kids in this class in Houston, a parent asked me, we're thinking about reclassifying to get bigger offers. And I'm going, don't do that. Because that makes him a year older if he has a chance to be a pro. It makes him a year older for school when I can take another younger kid at his age. So stay where you are. And I'm big on that. You know, it's like people reclassifying in the 6th or 7th grade. For what?
What player would JL3 surprise you the most this summer?
Bryce Griggs.
Interesting. In what way?
Elaborate. What you mean by that?
Got refocused. Got beat up around here. People were down on him. I think the last I heard was it was a whole bunch of mess in some game where he had at the end of the year. And one of the things that I was all about with trying with Bryce was that I wanted him to be as successful as that. And because of his daddy. I promised his daddy that I was going to see Bryce get wherever he could get to before he passed with Bubba. And so for me, not a lot of people notice. I put Bryce over there with James Harden. And I thought that they would really push them to go and help him to grow with that. And then this year he came and played with us. I thought he really, really grew a lot and brought himself back. I also was very impressed with Arsenal. When Arsenal gets in the gym, he's as good as anybody. Got to keep him in the gym because he depends so much on his raw ability that he's got to really work on some other things as he will when he gets there. Got to work on his left hand. He's got to do some other things, but he has really got a chance to really, really be good. There's a lot of good players that are in the city. And then, to win AAU games, you take football players and put them on the team.
Yes.
Because they'll be tougher. I would prefer basketball players who'll be better by their senior year than guys who are going to play football and they'll be good and they won't be able to make it out. Because I feel like I'm using you. I'd rather lose early and then hopefully kind of win late than to try to win now. You'll benefit me. I want you to win as well as me to win.
That's interesting, John. I've never heard nobody say that. Because everybody used these football players to win games. And that's taking up a spot from a guy who can be developing his skills.
Well, no, because you got to look at it like this: the Nike contracts, Adidas contracts, Under Armour contracts, they got to win games to keep their contract.
Oh, okay.
So they got to. It all is connected. That you got to be able to win games. Else they switch out what they're doing.
Okay.
And so the development is one piece. So I always tell parents, if you're not getting enough here, Go pay for your kid to get more elsewhere. I give a good example. Chris Marshall.
That's right.
He played his butt off for us this year. Really could be a dual sport guy, but he's a heck of a football player. I've talked to more football coaches in major schools about him and basketball, but most people think but what makes Chris good? He's tough. He defends. He hustles. He's an athlete.
But he can play.
Yeah, but you can't be scared of Chris. Now you got to get with Chris.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got you.
Now speaking of,
but you wasn't there. How could you get with him? You wasn't there.
I got with him. We lost our first game. I got on that Zoom with him, with Richard and all of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What is this? I don't know this. I don't know this. And then, we played well. We had a hard year. We tried some things. The chemistry didn't work early at the beginning. People were writing us off, and people, everybody loves to steal players from people. And then if you steal somebody, they go crazy that you took the players. But they think yours is okay. So, I'm okay with that. And so we came together, and I felt like Jordan Williams added on to our team a lot of toughness. And, the big thing we got to do is that understand that it's for the Houston Cougars, Coach Sampson said, for the city. A lot of times this ain't for the city, it's for segments of the city. It ain't for the city. So, we got to be more like, because if the city win, everybody win. That's one thing I think we are a little bit behind Dallas in.
It's a good point.
Right now. They're a little bit more, we have as much talent as Dallas, but we're not as for the cities for that. And we got to find a way to be able to open up gyms and be able to get, everybody, there are things in AAU called power parents.
Power parents?
Yeah. Okay. And then there are power coaches.
Okay.
And then there are power directors.
Okay.
And everybody want to be a power. So sometimes those powers don't mix up, and it creates a mess. And it creates a bunch of chemistry.
So you said power parents. Explain to us the dynamic of a power parent, because it might be one on there might need to be delivered. Give us an example of each one.
A power parent is somebody whose son is really good and they have a lot of voice with the rest of the parents. Just like you have like a team. Like there's somebody who has a voice with the team. And there's maybe be a parent who sees a lot and been around and had their team. And they may not like what they're going on, and they be a power parent, want to get the coaches fired. The power parent saying stuff that goes on, that happens. All of that's a part of life. That's why I love basketball. It's a whole life. You can get a whole life thing. And one of the things some of these people are doing is taking all of what I just told you and creating reality shows out of it.
Okay. Jimmy?
We got a couple more questions. From you. I'll bundle them into one way you can tackle 3 of them at a time. They're good.
Ask me the questions you got so I can answer. Because I got to go with John Wall at 2:00. So go
Jimmy, I just learned something the other day. You don't supposed to answer questions in bundles. In journalism, some journalism person told me that. But keep going.
I know that's why I ain't got no journalism degree.
I'm messing with you. Come on.
They wish they can ask questions without checking both sides. They wish they could. That's too much work for the pay that they get. They don't get paid a lot at all. Now, Henry is asking, can you discuss the social, emotional, the mental health state of some of these student athletes?
I'm a recovering alcoholic. And with that, after 35 years, even the players in the locker room don't let me forget that. I don't ever forget that. So I don't have a mental health problem about that. And now with the mental health, I think sometimes with mental health, what you sign up for is tough. I think people believe what they read from a mental health standpoint. Secondly, it's an emotional state that you're in at the time. I had this discussion that somebody was discussing that with me with like Simone Biles and out there, and they were saying she wasn't going to be, when you get to be 33 in the NBA, your career, you begin to lose your speed and quickness, and you begin to see other people take over for you. You can either accept that, or you can fight it. And if you fight it, creates a mental disorder for you, a disconnect, a spiritual bankruptcy, because you don't want to move on in life. And every stage of that, a pastor, Jimmy, and you always tell me good things. Pastor told me once there are 3 P's in life. There's the 18 to 30, you probe through life. You screw up, get involved in stuff, you do stuff you don't need to. And then from 35 to like 50, 55, you prevent. You're old enough to know what's better. You ain't in the clubs no more. You're at home. You're at the barbecue. You're going to bed. And then from 55 on, you start preparing. You start going to church. You start preparing mentally, physically, won't get right with God. So when you get there. So what happens in all phases of life, you begin to go through those phases. It was real hard for me to accept when Avery Johnson was going to take my spot. It's going to be real hard when some of these young kids on our team going through this, going to take some of our guys who are not old enough spot, but this is the way it is. Whether you can accept that and move on is the mental part of that. So when you got the pressure of believing you're the greatest athlete in the world, you're not. Always somebody better, and there's always somebody coming. So the mental state of that, and then there are certain days you perform, and so like, how can I have something that happened 20 years ago affect me today if I didn't address it when it happened? Now, mental illness is a major deal in our society. It is also hereditary in my mind, but for me, is when you have a mental illness, there's a journey to go back to find yourself. I had to go find myself, and I found out that I was much more than a basketball and a tennis player. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was ready to kill myself when it was time for me to retire. And then the drugs, I opened drug treatment, alcohol centers. I had another whole life. So I was like, I just was stuck in that one life, and I just hoped that would last forever. So that's what I think about the mental health. Because like now, look, think about it. There's days off, workload. The load is, well, what happened to the athletes who used to play 3 nights back to back?
Yeah. And get on commercial flights. Flights.
And get up at club all night, then come around and go play the next day. Now all of a sudden you can't play more than 20 minutes. We're trying to prolong your career. And we're saying, no, what we did was we let new people come into the game of basketball and find a niche, like weightlifting. We never had weightlifting in the league when I played then. We had a universal machine. Now we got big weightlifting because somebody came back looking bigger and better and stronger. Then it became workload. If you don't run too much, you can prolong your career, play at 38, 30. Do you want to see a 38? Look at now. Everybody wants to see these young summer league kids play. They don't want to see the old 38, 39, 30. Look at 3-on-3, slowly weighing down.
John, explain. What makes so sense? I never forget. I went to a Clippers practice, and I know y'all have them in y'all practice. Whenever they put on their uniform or their jersey or their practice jersey, they have this thing y'all clip to it, or some device that tells you how.
It tells you the workload on it. So if you reach a certain workload, you can't tell. But my argument with that, and I'm from the old school, I can't teach mental toughness if your machine telling me we done worked already for the day and we ain't done nothing but for 20 minutes. How I'm gonna get you to learn to fight through something if now when you're a little tired, we done for the day? And then with the machines, I can trick the machines, because if I make you cut, jump, switch, make fast switch move, machine go crazy. But if I make you run a mile straight line, it don't show nothing. Because it's set up for your joints. It's not set up for your actual workload. So I can't develop mental toughness if when I get you to the point where you throw up and then you got to get right back out there.
Right.
We throw up, then we go get a bathtub, go to the doctor, get IVs put in. No. Get them in that ice tub. Let's get them on back out here in the morning. You'll be all right.
I know one thing I want to ask you. How do you feel when you see a guy like Clint Capella? Because I remember when he first came here, John, and I remember how you used to be in that gym before the game, on the day of the game, right before the. Tell me how you feel.
6 o'clock a.m. summer league. And when we first started working, he had to make 500 free throws. Took us 3.5 hours at 6 a.m. in the morning. We got there, and I told him, I said, Clint, you're going to be $100 million player one day. Just keep working. Clint signed his contract. This year, he was so excited about going. And then, you know what people don't realize in the league, you got that money, but that money meant we weren't going to be able to keep you. For salary cap, we wanted to trade him. It's just that, we were going to be over the cap, and then the financial part, the business of basketball sometimes overrules the sense of basketball.
Jim?
We got a question from up in Chicago for you, and it says of course you have you have a couple of camps in September, and want to ask you to share your thoughts on that. One being the young ladies, the Invitationals Elite Camp, and you have the B Elite Camp, and the first and the young ladies are September the 4th and the 5th, the weekend after Labor Day. Now he said he knows a young lady named Janae Kent out of Illinois who will be participating. What is your selection process? And will you ever bring your camp back to Chicago?
No, that's a Houston camp. My camps used to travel a lot because I was not with the Rockets. So now that I'm with the Rockets, I can't travel. So my window to have camps are from May or June to to September. Then we have to stop. So September 18th, 19th is the last week before we go to camp. So I would prefer to have those camps in Houston so I can still do my work and the work. But the girls' camp has been sold out for 3 weeks. And yes, we know all about that little girl that's coming in from Chicago. We almost have 46 states represented in that camp. We have a waiting list of about 70 girls for that camp. I don't want to get any bigger because I can't see those girls. And one of the things we're going to add is that I didn't realize was a mistake I was making, is I'm going to add more women trainers than male trainers. Than before, I used to have all males. And I think it's important that the women see other women who look like them, who are training and doing well. Like, we're adding Barbara Turner to our staff with the Rockets as player development.
I saw her. Yeah,
she was with me in Cleveland. She was like Bryce and all of the rest, Bryce and Cameron and some of the other young kids. Been with me ever since she was in high school in Cleveland.
Awesome.
Yeah, they call her Barb. I was like, who the hell is Barb? And I was up in Vegas, like, Barb. I said, that's Barbara Tao, man. Barb. Okay. I said, that's like people wondering who in the hell is Jim? So now somebody else asked.
I got one. This is a good one. I've been wanting to answer this one, Coach, because we went away from it. He said, Walter Yates said, Coach, how will less summer events help the kids develop? And I would have said, what's going to be in this place? He said, how would less summer events help these kids from your early comment? Thank you, Walter Yates. We're thinking alike. What would we replace it with?
Coach Yates is a really good friend, and he does really good stuff, and and his whole family's been in basketball forever in the city of Houston. What I would recommend is opening the gyms, having high school workouts where they could continue to work with their teams or do stuff that gets more play. Like this year with JL3, I make every year that June is all developmental work. Are you going to camps? So, and I get guys that come for 2 or 3 days and they don't want that workload twice a day of being in the gym working on individual skills. But it really helped them when July hit. They all played better because they got time to practice. They got time they got time to get on the track. They got time to get in shape because no matter what you do, you can't train yourself. And so that's why I was saying, so more skill development, more instructional, more time to work, and also to play 3-on-3, play pickup games that are not done, but structured workouts for them.
Instead of going to all of these tournaments,
well, the tournament, somebody say, I tell people they're tournament ready. They're not high level game ready. They know how to play. I play at 1, 3, 5, and 7. Suppose you only play once. How would the quality? The worst game to have scheduled to get, if you want to get your team beat and you got a really good team, you know what the best time is to beat your team? 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yes.
Because nobody wants to get up and play that. But if that game is at 8 a.m. and the loser go home, that game gonna be really, really good. But you have show games, and I get it. You only get to play a couple of games, and you'll play show games, and so guys, they may play, they may not play. But if it's just one game, I always ask, why is July so much different than March, April, and May? It's simple. College coaches. Audience change. Audience change. All of a sudden, ain't no fussing, ain't no going on. They play. When not any college coaches there, you get uniforms thrown in your face. You get a whole lot of scuffing and fighting going on. As soon as your audience change, it gets to be different.
So you mean even in your program, the kids changed? You saw a change in the kids? You heard of a change in the kids during the live?
I'm very involved in those workouts. I mean, Richard, Alex, Coach Brooks, all those guys, they do it. But that morning workouts in June with me, they with me.
No. I'm talking about the early tournaments, because you talk about what's the difference in tournaments. I mean, you're saying the audience changed. So how can we get kids to say, okay, I got to play every time I step on the floor?
That's a very good question. That would be, I think you should just open up college recruiting all the time. I think it's hard to evaluate a kid 1 or 2 times. Let's open it up. Let's open it up everybody's event.
Yeah. Well, that's how it used to be back in the days.
Yeah. Now, everybody be mad because the event operators, then people would buy one book one time and then keep the book because everybody be playing the same. So it makes it tough in that regard. But in regards for the kids, I think that's what the the NBA was trying to do when they created the junior NBA. They thought they were going to have some impact on the AAU. Nowhere in the world. Nowhere in the world. And like I told Jimmy the other day, the USA team is nothing but a glorified AAU event. We take over there and go play the other teams. We're going to smash New Mexico, Guatemala, or whoever over there in the AAU, and we think we've done something, and we're going to win anyway.
You're talking about the 16U, the young
16, 15, 17s. Only the men struggling. Once the men got locked, a good example. Once the men got locked in, no problem.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Once they got locked in, no problem. Australia beat them twice. Once they got locked in, once they realized, okay, I accept KD might be our best player, no problem.
But Coach, who do you think was not locked in? Because you say once they got locked in, I'm talking about the USA basketball team.
I don't think none of them were locked in. Coming off a season, it's COVID. You're out there in Vegas practicing. You practice 2 or 3 days. We don't practice hard initially. You're just trying to get through. And it's not new anymore, Jimmy. It's not new. It doesn't have any. How many? All right, let me ask you a question. How many of the games did you watch? What time did you set your clock to wake up?
Well, the time, you know what? This year, the time they made hardly any concessions.
How many games did you watch?
I watched about 3.
I watched 3.
You woke up and watched the game. You know how many I watched?
Coach. On what I'm saying. When I realized the channel, because we have so many channels as opposed in yesteryear, it would only be on like one channel. But now you got to find out the damn channel.
You have to find the channel.
So by the time I found that out, I said, okay, I'm just going to tape it. Yeah. I'll tape it and I'll get up and I'll watch it.
But John, I'm not letting you off the hook, John, because it's important to me. And I think it's important to the community. If we don't, I don't want to gloss over it. If we don't have all the events, you said open up the gyms, but these coaches act like these gyms are They act like they don't want. Do we not have enough gyms? And John, you think about it. All this time, you used to have. Well, I got to be at this gym. I got to be at this gym. What can we do about the gym problems? Because them gyms really, the existing gyms we can use, but building a new gym is probably not cost effective. So how? What can we do? Where can these kids just go and play? I go and
Well, it isn't like that anymore, Adam. They don't just play. You know, you before, like, I'll give you a good example. So before, when I didn't have a team, everybody could come in my gym. Now, people keep them out of my gym because they think I'm trying to take their kids.
yeah, yes, sir.
I don't care.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
a lot of people leave. So, you know, they say, you can't go there because, you know, you got to make your mind up. You stay out that gym. You don't go to that gym. You don't.
Yeah.
And there's not enough gym. So it's not enough gym time and a lot of practice. Another thing that happens here for us is that there are so many out-of-state kids that play on our teams, on our local teams. And where we have so many teams that if we would help grow our younger, that's one of the things where we had 11 teams this year to try to grow, and we would move people up. Now, I wanted to move a kid up that was on one of our teams, but he went and played on another team where he would have been already in our system and probably would have played more, but he chose to go somewhere else because they promised to play him at another position. So it's a lot of factors that go into having that be, you know, why you play. It isn't as simple as, you know, just opening up the gyms or more. It's competitive, it's lucrative, it's a community clout that people want, that they have with having a. So I mean, it's a lot of factors that go into the whole overall picture, and that's why one of the times I tell parents all the time, educate yourself to what you're doing, because this is bigger than getting a uniform just to play on a team.
Coach, I know it's getting that time. John Wall, you got to go and get with John Wall shortly. We don't want you to miss your meeting. We can go with you all day. Now, lastly, you know, you mentioned John Lucas Enterprises is going to establishing a pro division, I think you said.
We did.
Tell us about that.
We did this year, and it was, you know, Bryce is our first guy to go out, and we had other people. I mean, I've had other people, but we didn't have GL3 Pro Division. I mean, Kobe, LeBron went out there with that. But Bryce is our first guy to go out of that. It was set up really for what I think is going to be 2022. Kids will be able to go from high school to the pros. So it was really having that.
What's the name of the program? What is it called? The
JL3 Pro Division.
Pro Division. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like guys train with our pros that are coming in from out of town. They get bigger bodies. They get to go against those guys, and you know, those guys get to work with them, and then they get a different level of training depending upon whether they're in school hours. This year, you know, Bryce was in there 6 hours a day. Really working on his game. We had a couple other kids and then school didn't get out because a lot of people were still doing remote school. You know, they were being online and doing the schoolwork, and it's no different than tennis. So I wanted to, but the key is, like, if they're going to go to Ignite, they're going to go to the G League, or go do some other things, then I just want them to have the skill set. Because, like, I give you a good example. We got kids who get ranked real high, then they get cut from stuff because they didn't know what to expect and what to do. But we ranked so high, we didn't do it. And then you try to tell people who were behind those kids, they don't get it. He's ESPN ranked him 25th. I don't know that you can say that those people who ranked him saw him. Because you have local people who have them rank people, so you know they can't get to see everybody. Me, like I told you, my camp, we have 60 people on the way. I wish I could say it could be a money grab and have 500 kids in that gym, and I ain't looked at a one of them, and I couldn't give them a good evaluation. But I'm in a different situation. You know, it's a little different for me. I don't need that to have my income. I actually don't make any money off the camp because we fly in counselors, we feed them, and you know, with the COVID, the Breakfast Club charged me an arm and a leg. and all these people, it's expensive. Everything went up. T-shirts went up.
Yep.
Cost of the building went up.
Yep.
Everybody, people to work the camp went up, and it makes a big.
Yeah.
And then so people want a discount for the camp. It's a difference. It makes it tough. But one thing I do know, if you invest in people, people will invest in themselves. And I always tell people, just turn around and help the next person. Don't take what you get and then sit on it. And one thing I'm learning, I think I made a mistake now. For all of the guys that are coaches, I used to tell people in coaching, don't write down your stuff because people steal what you write down. Well, in today's basketball, if you want to be a coach, people want to show that you're organized. And so if you write it down, it kind of locks you into what you're doing. You don't have the freedom to change what it is, but they can't follow you. And so your best coaches are artists, not mathematicians. So it's a big difference. Everybody wants the math to know what you're doing, but your best coaches are the ones who can change on the fly and that are artists. I swear Michael Jackson didn't know his moves he was making all the time. He might have practiced a routine, but there was something different in each show that made him different. And you know what? When you know it, and then the other thing I tell people, teach what you know. Don't try to teach what I know. Because every time I tried to teach something that other people taught me, every kid always asked me a question I couldn't answer because I didn't know all of it. Wow. I knew most of it, but I didn't know all of it. Wow. Like being a parent, I can't tell you, like my daughter, feed that baby food. It say a year before you give him solid food. Well, she eating food now in 6 months. Why am I wait a year? It's no book to life. Right. It's only experiences. It's only experiences. And like you all doing your show now, y'all so much better than you were 3 years ago. Y'all were the shit. That shit was trash 3 years ago. Y'all pretty good now.
Coach, I asked your thoughts on reclassifying.
No, y'all really good now.
Hold on. I asked your thoughts on reclassifying, but I want to get your thoughts on this. The kids from DFW or from Greater Houston who are going away to other schools in other states after, going in the 12th grade.
Boy, they deprived us, don't they? They deprive us of all the workers that's seeing there. It's real funny. I got a McDonald's vote. I got all of them. I got Nationville vote. I got all the votes there. But yet they think other people ice is colder. Jimmy, I always try to tell you that. For some reason, people think home, there's a better place than home. And guess where you always come back to?
Home.
Whenever something go wrong, where you coming?
Dante gonna click her heels twice. Dante gonna click her heels twice. And we definitely know that. But we are.
Really funny. It's really funny. I tell people about this, and I got to go. I really got to.
Okay. All right.
Is that like I told Jay when he went to Florida, right? I said, Jay, you a little guard. I don't know if it's wise that you go to Florida because all of these AAU coaches that are in Florida gonna have somebody in Florida, and they're gonna be pumping that kid play. You better be the best player in Florida on that team. Else you ain't gonna play a lot like you want to play because he got to keep getting what? The best kids out of Florida. And guess what? Year 1.5, hey, come on back to me. Came back where? Where he come back?
Home. Right? Hey, from now on, when you come home, hold up.
And guess what we do with people who come back home?
What?
We open our arms and welcome back. If they don't make it,
like Kevin Sampson did Quentin Grimes.
Huh?
Like Kevin Sampson did Quentin Grimes.
Kevin Sampson did Quentin Grimes.
But Coach, I got something for you, Coach. Next time you come on the show, you come on at 12:30. Because you always got to rush out here to go and be with John Wall. So come on at a little bit earlier, and then you can rush out and get to John Wall on time.
He got $90 million reason why I'm here to get my dad.
I want you, listen, Coach, I want you to get, I'm saying, just come here a little bit more early. That's all.
Anytime you need me, Hatter.
All right, my man. All right, see y'all. All right, we'll see you later, man.
That's Coach John Lucas. Great comment.
Hey.
with Coach Lucas. And what I'm gonna do to you guys, I give you guys I give you guys something special for those who missed out earlier. Just hold tight. I'm queuing this up for Heather, and we're gonna give them something. That way, you guys will be able to check this out. You tune in. How about this right here? A blast to the past. And here we go.
Wasn't no COVID back then. All them folks around the thing, all them people around the thing, wasn't no COVID back then.
And that was your boy from Lamar. That was a kid from Lamar.
Man, I can't tell you who these little kids.
You know the kid from Lamar that went to UTSA and went to Prairie View. That go the kid that went to Katy Tompkins right there.
I can't tell none of these.
No, number 23 is Kendrick Davis.
Oh.
You'll see in a minute.
Oh, who was that?
I don't know.
13.
13 patting that thing.
Oh.
Oh.
That's at Fallbrook, ain't it, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that pan. Oh, that's nice.
I like little fella there.
That's Little Hope. That was Little Hope.
Oh, yeah, I know he gonna be midget.
There go your homeboy Jacoby.
I don't
look
know.
at that energy. There go Quentin Grimes.
There go Quentin Grimes. Okay.
There you go right there.
All right. Oh, that's Quentin.
Watch this. That's Kendrick Davis right there. That's Kendrick Davis.
Okay.
That's Kendrick Davis.
Oh, okay. That's 13. Y'all got to tell me who 13 is. Somebody said throw it up there. Who is that? Oh, stop and pop. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's my favorite move in basketball. Boy.
Yeah, we paused that, man, and get on.
Man, let me get God. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff right there now. Hey.
Get your adrenaline running for Rucker on Wood. That's what you guys just watched a clip from a couple of years ago. And it's funny how little some of those guys were. And now a couple of those guys, a lot of them have moved on to Division I. We saw Quentin Grimes. He's in the NBA now. Yeah. That was that's the energy that was at Fallbrook Church.
Herb Baker said it was Tamir Bynum. That little dude was patting that thing. Oh, he told me I was there because he saw me on the. I couldn't see myself on the video. I got to blow that thing up, Jimmy. You got to see me the real file so I can put it on the big screen. We don't have. Yeah,
no, it's on the VIP. Look in the VIP news how they pull it from Monday.
I can't do it. I can't pull it. I can't pull it off of that like that. I got to.
Okay.
You got to send me the actual file for me to put it on here. But that was good.
So that was good. That was like fire right there, man. I mean, do you see those guys, those kids in the huddle?
So this weekend,
the 9th and the 10th graders. The 9th and the 10th graders are this weekend.
Oh, can you tell the event yet? Can you tell the venue yet? What venue?
We'll be at the gym.
Oh, you gonna be way out?
We'll be at the gym.
You like out there.
Everywhere is way out there in Houston to somebody.
I know.
We're gonna be at. And the reason I like the gym because understand something. We had Booker T. Washington. That was a surprise for you guys.
I like Booker T. Washington.
The brand new building was gonna be perfect. However, remember when the new superintendent from HISD made the announcement? So the other day they made an announcement that HISD schools were not permitted to have fans in their indoor extracurricular activities for the time being. No fans. So that bumped out Rucker on Wood from Booker T. So then we just moved over to the gym for this weekend. And
what time? On Sunday, right?
Yeah, it'll be Sunday. We'll be going probably I think about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
11 to 5.
Okay.
But each session, first session to go from 9th graders from 11 to about 2. Then the second session is like 2:30 to 5. Something like that.
Answer that question, Jimmy. They never be pre-selected. The teams are never pre-selected. Jimmy, please let them know how these teams, because the people talking about, yeah, you put my son on the wrong team. Please show them how you select these teams. These teams don't till the guys get there. And Jimmy got a foolproof parents, a foolproof plan about this thing. It goes by really hype. But tell them, Jimmy.
Yeah, they can't. It's very hard to trick the way that we do it now, because we even did it before, and we found out some people were still finding a way to trick it. We line them up from smallest to tallest, and basically I wait till you get. I don't know how many teams it's going to be, because even though, just say if you have 90 kids confirmed or 100 kids confirmed, that don't mean 100 is going to show up.
Yeah,
different stuff happens. Yeah. So we got to wait till everybody shows up, check in, and then let's say if there's 80 kids that show up. Well, I'm not going to get 10 teams of 8. I don't want to do 5 and 5. I never like doing that in this type of settings. So what we do is we probably get 10 teams of 8 players on each one. Well, I already have you guys really realize how much I put into this. Say, for example, like this. I have bracket schedules, sheets already made up. I have one made that might have 12 teams. I have another one that might have 10 teams on it.
10 players.
It's already 10 teams.
Okay, I got you.
I have one for 10 and I have one for 12.
Right.
They have different schedules, different bracket, different. So when those kids come in, we line them up from tallest to smallest. We give them a number: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we go on. That means you're guaranteed each team will be balanced by height, if nothing else.
Right.
And we don't know who's on the team. Now, I mean, seriously, we really don't. And what we used to do, we used to get a different coach for every team. We don't really need that. I try to get better, and we get a different coach to coach each court. That means the coaches now get to interact with different players. You coaching, I got a home and a visitor volunteer coach on each of the 2 courts. Well, they're going to coach the teams that come to them. So next one game, they might have team 1 and 2. Next game, they might have teams 3 and 4. You're coaching your court. That means now you're rooting for multiple kids, and you get to really get a better evaluation of multiple kids, because I lean on those guys heavily. A lot of people don't realize those are college players, and then sometimes college coaches. We lean on them for the evaluation. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all don't realize I lean on referees. Certain ones. I lean on them because they can hear stuff. They can see stuff that sometimes we just don't really pay attention to. I lean on those scorekeepers and the book clock keepers, especially the scorekeepers more so than clock keepers. I lean on them. My scorekeepers sometimes, at a real event, I pick their brains. Who played well? Circle the name on the score sheet of the kid who did well, or write me a note at the bottom of the page. I do it all the time. If you do, I'm gonna give you an extra $1 for each one you do. And they do it like clockwork. I get my evaluations. You can't do this stuff by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's why now I'm at an age I can give some of my tricks. People used to always say, man, you gonna do, Hicks can't cover the whole. Yeah, you don't realize at that time I was getting my evaluation from half the referees in the city. So when I wasn't there, I was there. You see the thing? A lot of people don't realize that because they think of referees as like they're not they don't know basketball.
Referees,
some do.
They basketball fans.
A lot of them, exactly. Yeah. You just gotta know which ones to lean on.
Yeah.
Now you know a referee don't like a certain kid, you could tell. So you take his evaluation on that kid. You don't even ask him about that. You know, certain people got blinders on when it comes to certain kids. Once you get that jacket with a certain ref, it probably gonna be that's human nature.
What you call a lifetime center.
I asked the referee, and Thaddeus Moody says he's a ref. Referees are your best scouts. You'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So you think Dion Dowell, who's a referee in Houston, who played at the highest level of college basketball, you think Dion Dowell doesn't know if a kid a Division I player, or if he's good, or if he's able to do some certain things and shoot not? If I ask him, you think I shouldn't take his word? Come on, guys. A lot of you guys, you referees are some of the most undervalued people in the gym. I try to give them value. And I've been doing it for 15 years plus. It didn't take me but 5 years to start leaning on referees. I ask them all the time, who you like? Who did good over there? Tell me, and they tell me stuff, and they give me dirt. People don't know where it come from. It come from the referees.
I know one you need to throw in the damn ocean. That's all I can tell you. I know one you can throw his ass in the ocean, and I wouldn't miss it.
And man, oh, look at what time it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We can't relapse on the day. We can't relapse on the day. Hey, guys, we want to dedicate today's show to Alan Branch, who lost his mother.
Yeah.
Alan Branch lives up in DFW with Texas boys basketball. And it's accelerated sports metric. That's tough. We talked about this the other day. You know what I'm saying? My mom's birthday was the other day. Now Alan Branch had to find himself burying his mom. So if you know Alan Branch, reach out to him. You know how that go, routine. Just let him know you're there. Let him know the chop shops and tag him on social media or something like that. And our extra dose of condolences extend out to the family of Cynthia Guillory as they are in the midst of funeral preparations for her. If you missed it early in the week, Cynthia Guillory passed away after squabbling with cancer. It got a sucker punch in, but Cynthia is well remembered.
She was fighting, Jim.
Yes, so that's the ticket I want to let you guys know about that. And I see Rod Wells tried to sneak a.
Boy, your boy's getting y'all head toe in. I'm glad he said. I wasn't gonna mess with you today.
Oh no! Now you messing with me right now. You messing with me right now.
Y'all head toe off the bone.
Oh, really? Who's y'all? Who's y'all?
The Astro. Admit they ain't even on here to defend themselves.
Let me show you something. I said earlier. Let me help you out. If the Astros lose, or let's say whenever the Astros lose, and Oakland loses on the same day, that's not really a loss for the Astros.
So I'm gonna pray for Oakland.
It's a loss for
I'm
Oakland.
praying for Oakland to win now.
It's a loss for Oakland. Okay, guess what happened? Thanks, Thaddeus Moody. Them Chicago White Sox took care of business. And guess what? Oakland A's done lost 4 in a row. They lost 4 straight.
That's the only thing that's saving y'all.
We both have lost 4 games in a row. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Astros lost 4 straight.
I don't really like no teams that lose 4 in a row.
So guess what? How you feel about them Oakland A's? How you about the San Francisco, the Bay Area A's? How you feel about them?
I told you, Jim. I got what? I'm gonna say it one more time, y'all. Fernando Tatis.
And the Astros are down right now.
Yes, sir.
3-0. But guess who's not winning? Oakland ain't winning right now. And they playing right now. See what I'm saying? Guys, we all right. We all right. Guess what? If you ever shot dice and they have something called saved by the ball.
Yeah.
That means if you got a point and you throw 6, you bet on that point and the dice land on 6 ace,
yeah,
you get your money back.
6
You saved by the ball.
Right. Yeah.
So guess what?
Okay.
That's a ball point. 10s and 4s. Ball point. Some folk play 8s. Ball point. Let me take you back to my football.
Hold on, I used to love them dudes talking about, them dudes try to, to touch the dice and stop you from throwing. Dude said point seen, point made now. Don't let me see
point seen money go. You can't burn, Let's see. That a lot of guys get cracked up anyway.
Tampa Bay winning? The best record in the what? Tampa Bay?
Yeah, Tampa Bay, I told you that last week. Tampa Bay is the team. Remember I said that. Tampa Bay they was there last year.
Who they got on their team? They got to have a player. I don't like them players.
Oh, come on, Hatter. You know Tampa. Come on, man.
Don't know
you didn't watch none of the World Series last year.
But
you didn't watch my guy with the what's his name? The funny name. Arizona. No, the funny name. Arizona. Something like that.
Yeah, I liked him. Yeah.
You remember him?
I don't like him that much, no. His name ain't
Tatis. You don't remember they got Nelson Cruz, who used to play for the Seattle Mariners. They got him in there. I mean, they got the little dude who can't from I don't know where he's from, who was hitting that ball. Yeah, I didn't. Ariza. Yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. I liked him. Tampa Bay's solid.
Guess what? I liked him so much I don't remember his damn name. But let's get out.
And of course, guys, we left some stuff on the table. We'll talk about next week. And of course, Rozier getting that $97 million contract from the Charlotte Hornets. How do you think that Lil Ugly Part 2, Lil Ugly feels right now?
He took that money and wasn't playing with Michael Jordan and them down there. He said, y'all gonna give me $80 million? I'll take it. See you tomorrow.
And that is
Randy Rosarena. That's my man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Rosarena. I couldn't pronounce his name. I forgot about it. I ain't gonna lie.
So anyway, guys, it is that time to slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this Baby Friday. We want to thank you guys all for joining to the Chop Shop. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation with Coach John Lucas. Great convo as always. Time is on nitrous oxide. Whenever Coach gets on the Chop Shop, it just spins and get there extremely fast. But we want to thank you guys. Also, if you missed it earlier, we released the schedule for the Super 16 Extravaganza. Takes place October the 1st through the 3rd. Go to the RCS Sports app and you can see the schedule in its entirety. Also, don't forget, you go to John Lucas Enterprises, that website, and you can catch up on the events. John Lucas has, remember, the girls' camp that's on September the 4th and 5th. Where as he mentioned, he's expecting 46 out of the 50 states to be represented. That would be a record. Mm-hmm. Hell, if I'm in town, I'm sliding through there. I know that's a buffet for Gary Carter. That's a buffet for Gary.
I ain't going to see them.
Extra Eyes Media is going to have ain't enough eyes for him. That's a buffet.
Yeah, Gary, make sure you get your credentials. Make sure you get cleared. But yeah, we out here, man.
And last but not least, guys, of course, for Robert Halley, this is Jim Hicks. And once again, share the show on your way out the door. Do that right now. Still, it's never too late to share. Be good, be safe, guys. Don't forget Ruck on Wood Sunday at the gym. See you guys out there. Come on. Chop shop. Peace.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.